Put your hands in the air right now.
Oh, Legends Never Die. The title is the title track was written about my father, who was a legendary soldier,
In the 60s,
legendary
make
man,
love, make war. So I went off and
and he
made the
passed
war.
away in 2010.
And then after I made the love,
So,
I had the wives and the six
that was
children.
part of it.
That's
It was
what it's
also,
all about.
you know,
Making love.
Legends Never Die.
Making war
Been
a
here
lot
for so
easier.
many fucking years. It's braggadocious. It's about me. And it's also about a lot of the historical hip-hop, the greats that we have already lost. Legends will never die. Music never dies. You know, it's here forever, you know? Well, here's the thing is, we were both kids, man, coming up. So Big was young, I was young. I had my deal, he got his deal. And at the time, you don't know that these people are going to become iconic, the world's most iconic rap, icon in history. You don't know it. You just think it's like me and you kicking it. It wasn't like I wasn't like, wow, I'm in the presence of one of the most iconic figures in hip hop. I didn't know that was gonna happen. I knew this man was a dope MC from Brooklyn, good personality, good flow, good voice, said hot shit, and I had no idea what the fucking future held. You know, I knew a lot of the dudes in the game before any of us or any of them became nothing. So, you know, it was kind of like working with, just. If I worked with, say, Rusty Jux at Duck Down, or I'm not saying the same level. I'm just saying, like, it's like working with a Timbo King. Like you work with somebody that's a dope rapper. I didn't know what the future had held, and that now it's amazing. I walk down the street, I see a Biggie shirt here, Biggie poster there. Whether I could be on 125th in Harlem or be in the Smith Haven Mall in Long Island, and white kids with Biggie from the blackest kids to the whitest kids, Biggie, to the most European country, Biggie's face is everywhere. And I never would have been able to predict that. Well, here's the thing is, we had a big ego at the time because in the late 80s, we came on and we felt like we were the dominant force. The BX started it, and then everybody else started. Mo D was in, Uptown and, in Manhattan, and everybody was kind of the Melly Mel Bronx, and Queens started getting all from Run DMCs to the Cool J's, and everybody was doing it. Long Island, we kind of, and then all of a sudden we had the Rakim, the EPMD, the De La Soul, the Public Enemy, and we were like, yo, we took shit over. Like, when you're from there, like how you're proud of Brooklyn, I don't know if you're from Brooklyn, so we thought we were conquering. So it wasn't like that dude's from Brooklyn, he's better than me. It was like, I'm Long Island, Rakim, that's, and all these years later, you still got that, like there's a lot of, history that was made out in that island, because we had to go that much harder to somehow make the noise in these boroughs, you know what I mean? So, well, I had the flows and the vocals and that I was inspired by the greats, the Kanes, the Poobas, the G-Raps, the whole Juice Crew, the Master Aces, the Trages, the Shans, even the First Priority dudes, the Positive K's. Like, I just liked all of that stuff. Chub Rock, it didn't matter who it was, like whoever had ill flows and said cool shit. But when the over the top, a little bit more vulgar and violent, Long Island, you had a lot of ignorance out there, and we was a little bit more wild and crazy in a different way. Like, it's funny, like when I was say I was 11 or 12, I would go take a Long Island kid that was never in like a urban surrounding, and he'd be like, yo, we're gonna get shot, and I'm like, no, you ain't gonna get shot, shut the fuck up. And then the same thing, you take a kid from the urban area and take him to Long Island, and we walk past like the woods, and a cat, and, oh shit, what is that, Jason? No, there's no Jason isn't in the woods, you're safe, like every, so I had a little bit of both worlds, the little urban and the suburban, and it mixed very well, so. Well, Paul Rosenberg has my information. He knows how to find me. But when M came out, obviously we're rappers and we have egos, and you go, oh, I'll crush this dude. Come on, what the fuck? You always do that. But that's not. But people ask me about M because he's a white boy. I feel that way. I feel that way about black entertainers, white entertainers, like you're a rapper. You're supposed to have that. Like I'll crush them. Like it did, you know. Even my own friends, like Prodigy and Havoc were doing it. I'm like, I'll crush them. You know, like it didn't matter who it was. You know, like my people I was cool with, Biggie, come on, crush it. But whether it's true or not, that's the mentality as an MC is supposed to have. Crush and crush. That's what you want to do, is crush rappers. So you know, I had the same reaction to M as 100 other rappers that came out, you know. Here's the thing, is a lot of people want to whine about, oh, my tough life. But those are the most important steps in your life, is when there's hard times. That's what builds you as an artist, and not even say you don't even rap. That builds you as a person. If you don't have that, like later in life, then say something bad. If you didn't go through a struggle, later in life something bad happens, you can't handle little shit. You know, like if you've been through struggle, you can handle everything. Everything thrown at you. And here's the other thing is, yeah, we had a lot of, you know, disease and loss and death and poverty and all that crazy shit in the household with my father. But we had a lot of love in the family. So when you have a family like that, that gets you through whatever the fuck there is, you know. So, and we had God in the family. Good, yeah, I believe in God, and I pray, no matter how foul my lyrics get, you know, or how, if I'm doing this sexual act with the woman or doing this or that, I stay connected with God, and you know, God forgives. I'm not saying I should do whatever I want and God will forgive. I don't like that mentality. I try to do good. There's temptation in the world, and I'm an entertainer. I say fun shit, and God understands what I'm doing, and we're good. Well, the risk was when I first signed to Jive Records, they want you to do a certain kind of record for them. They want 2 radio songs, and they want you to not say certain things, not do certain things. If you stick to their little traditional way of doing it, they could market it traditionally, and you could make your record sell gold that way. That was the way to do it. You got to do things traditionally, the way they want it, and give them these 2 records for them to promote with certain bass lines and certain tempos and certain choruses, and they'll promote the thing properly. If you say, no, I'm not doing it this way, I'm not doing that, I'm doing my music, labels can't understand that. So those were the biggest risks, more than the content. The content, the label employees, they would say crazy shit to me. Like I'd say, how do you have a problem with my lyrics when you have Too Short talking about Nancy Reagan sucking my dick like corn on the cob? That was his lyric. And they say, oh, the difference between you and Too Short is he doesn't mean what he says when he says that stuff. You mean it. I said, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. You know, so the industry just believes whatever they want to believe. If you haven't listened to Legends Never Die, I'm not going to try to market it or advertise it to you. I'm just letting you know it's some of the best work I ever made in my entire life. And I suggest you take a listen to it. It's, if you love hip-hop, put my heart and soul into it. And it's competitive and better than most. I love the record, so I think you should listen to it.